Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Talking Raw. I am your host, Chris Scratchman. It is very nice to talk to you guys on this Saturday afternoon. I must say, this format that I'm trying, I am very happy with it. And look, right now I just have a C270 Logitech camera, so I'm going to upgrade that because I'm enjoying the way this format is looking. So upgrades are coming. But for right now, I'm just going to have to use this Logitech C270. I'm going to get a Logitech C920 next week. So there's that. By the way, if you are watching this for the first time, please do hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, comment down below, and share this video with everybody you know. With that being said, there is a couple news articles I want to get into. By the way, I'm going to have two parts of this. Today is going to be the WWE portion of the news, and I think I'm going to do that every single week. I think I'm going to do two parts. The first part being WWE and the second part being Impact. I think that would work very well, and I think that appeals to both fan bases that watch the show. So without further ado, I'm going to get into the news. Before, though, I said without further ado, it just struck my mind. I watched the NBA Finals last night, and this does pertain to WWE because I thought the WWE product was at an all-time low. My lord, is the NBA product at an all-time low. The NBA product is at its rock bottom point because right now you have players who want to form super teams to win rings instead of winning rings with the team that they're drafted to, are going to a team that is, slightly better, improving their situation by that little much. You have Kevin Durant coming out here, going to the Warriors after they had a 73-9 season. Like, are you kidding me? You're the second best player on planet Earth, and you're going to go out there and you're going to join one of the best teams in history when they already had an MVP. They have a lights-out shooter, Klay Thompson, and they have Draymond Green. And look, I love LeBron. I think he's the best player that I've ever seen play. You got to remember, I'm only 20 years old, so I haven't seen Magic and I haven't seen Michael Jordan in their primes and really seeing what they did to that time period. I haven't seen that. LeBron James plays the game the right way. I want every player in the NBA to replicate LeBron because he's a pass-first superstar. He's unselfish. He has that winner's mentality. Yes, he does. He doesn't give up. He's just an all-around fantastic superstar. And when you put him on a team with somebody like Kyrie Irving and Kevin Love, it's just unfair for the rest of the East. It's really unfair for the rest of the East. I grew up in a time where we had Tracy McGrady and Yao Ming on the team, when two superstars got you that ring. And it was a lot funner because you want to see two superstars on a team doing what they do best. But three superstars, it just doesn't mold well for me. And when you put four superstars, like the Golden State Warriors have, it's ridiculous. But here's the thing. At least Golden State Warriors, their big three was organic. And then Kevin Durant came around and made it produced. So, do I think that the Cavs can come back and win the series? I think they can. Do I think they will? I don't know. I'm not going to get a bet against LeBron James. I haven't bet against LeBron James too many times in my lifetime. But when I did, I was proven wrong. So, we're going to go to the news. We have an update on Brock Lesnar's next opponents. I'm sorry. His next opponent is Samoa Joe at WWE Great Balls of Fire. That is only supposed to be a one-off defense for Brock Lesnar. He's supposed to beat Samoa Joe and then go on to Braun Strowman at SummerSlam and then go on to either Finn Balor and Seth Rollins. I'm going to say probably at Clash of Champions. He'll definitely be there at Clash of Champions if that is a Raw pay-per-view, which I wouldn't be surprised if it wasn't because, Brock Lesnar doesn't really work too many dates. Here's the thing. To me, if there's anybody who should have that WrestleMania moment against Brock Lesnar, it's Seth Rollins, okay? Seth Rollins, to me, has been the MVP of Monday Night Raw ever since he's came back. He is on another level right now. I think right now he's having one of the hottest 2017s after it was off to a very dull start. He was injured at the end of January, but now he's been fantastic as of late. He's been putting on really good matches. He's been getting the crowd into his promos. That promo he cut after, it was either after Payback or WrestleMania. It was after Payback, was one of the best promos all year. It got the crowd hype. It got me hype. And to me, Seth Rollins should be the one getting that WrestleMania moment. But look, here's the thing. I said that the perfect opponent for Brock Lesnar was Samoa Joe because you truly don't know who's going to win. Honestly, at Great Balls of Fire, I'm picking Samoa Joe to win because I think by then WWE is going to come to their senses and realize, well, Samoa Joe's a better heel than Brock Lesnar, and he's a full-time worker. So how about we put Samoa Joe, or how about we put the title on Samoa Joe so he'll be there every single week. The title will be on TV. The ratings will go back up because, look, to me, the biggest reason why the ratings are down for Raw is because the Universal Championship isn't on the show. It's off somewhere in Canada with Brock Lesnar. I think if you put it on Samoa Joe, the ratings will go back up. People will be interested again. You'll have this dominant heel who is choking out everybody. And then leading into WrestleMania, you could have Samoa Joe, or not Samoa Joe, I'm sorry, Roman Reigns beat him if you so choose to. Because me, like I said, I think the person who should be getting the WrestleMania moment is Seth Rollins. I think by far he is the MVP of Raw. And you could kind of do it like the Master Lock. You know how, you remember Chris Masters? How with the Master Lock, nobody could break out of it? That's what I think the Coquina Clutch needs to be. That when you go in that Coquina Clutch, you're going to sleep. And then come WrestleMania time, Roman can break out of it. Spear, Superman punch, 1, 2, 3. Roman gets another WrestleMania moment. That's obviously what they're doing. I'm just giving them a good way to book that scenario because I don't think him beating Brock Lesnar would go over well with the crowd at all. At all. But I brought up Roman Reigns. I brought up Samoa Joe. I brought up Finn Balor. I brought up Seth Rollins. There's one man that was in that Fatal 5-Way that I didn't mention, and that's Bray Wyatt. Bray Wyatt is apparently not going to be in the title picture for this whole Brock Lesnar run. And my thoughts on Bray Wyatt not being in the title picture is I don't think he deserves to be there at the moment. I mean, right now you have 4 people that are just better than him. I mean, Samoa Joe's better than him. I don't care what anybody says. I think Samoa Joe is far better on the mic than Bray Wyatt. And that's saying something because I've praised Bray Wyatt on the mic many a times. But out of those 5, the worst in-ring worker is Bray Wyatt. And I'd say by far he's the worst. He's the worst in-ring worker out of all of them. Would Bray Wyatt and Brock Lesnar intrigue me? Yeah, it would at a B-level pay-per-view. But if you're going to do a Bray Wyatt match at a Survivor Series or a SummerSlam or one of these big pay-per-views like a Royal Rumble, I'm not interested. But obviously WWE's not interested in that match either, so I guess I'm just talking nonsense over here. We're then going to go on to Lana. She's expected to receive an Eva Marie type push after Money in the Bank. So apparently Lana is going to win the win the Women's Championship at Money in the Bank. That's everything that I'm hearing. Because apparently they want to push her, and a good start to a push is by having her win the Women's Championship on night 1. I don't want to see it, but I do think that that's going to happen. I really do think that that's going to happen. And I read an article earlier on this, and I think that they're right. Lana is going to win the Women's Championship at Money in the Bank. I'm not looking forward to it because she is by far the worst in-ring worker out of everybody on that women's roster. I mean, I've seen her before. I saw her at WrestleMania last year. Granted, she could have gotten a lot better. But for them to put the title on her night 1 after a main roster debut is a slap in the face. It's a slap in the face to every woman on that roster that worked their ass off to get to the point where they're at, to be in that Money in the Bank ladder match. Because all those women on that roster, not really Tamina because she's been off for 2 years, but every woman on that roster except Tamina has worked their ass off to get to where they're at. And even Tamina, she worked her ass off to get back from injury, to get back on TV. So I can't really take anything from her. Lana, don't get me wrong, she's probably been working her ass off in the Performance Center, but my thing is she hasn't been doing it on TV. She hasn't gotten a fan base behind her yet. And yeah, obviously they gave her a pop on Tuesday, but that's because they associated her with Rusev as a singles competitor that's not the case. That's really not the case. Um, so there's that. Austin Aries not taking time off after all. There was supposedly a report saying that he was supposed to be taking time off, but that quote that he gave to, I forget who it was apparently Busted Open Radio. I'm sorry, Busted Open Radio was apparently taken out of context, and he told Josh Barnett that no, I'm not taking time off. Uh, and look, I don't think Aries should take time off. He's white hot right now in the cruiserweight division, and that's saying something because the cruiserweight division is ice cold right now. Nobody's interested in the cruiserweight division. Austin Aries to me is the shining piece in that group besides Neville, and him taking time off from that division at all is going to really hurt that division because right now there's nobody ready to challenge Austin Aries Neville for that cruiserweight championship. You could say, Mustafa Ali or Cedric Alexander or TJ Perkins, they don't have enough momentum behind them. They don't have the crowd behind them like Austin Aries does. I think if Austin Aries does indeed take time off, I think it's going to really hurt the cruiserweight division. And that division right now, there may be no turning back. There may be no turning back because, WWE has just booked it so wrong. They booked it so wrong. And, I went through my grips with the cruiserweight division many a times. So I'm not even going to spend too much time talking about it because I would go on for days telling you where WWE screwed up in the cruiserweight division. Kurt Angle is supposedly facing Triple H at WrestleMania 34 when he makes his in-ring debut. There's this whole text message saga with Kurt Angle, and apparently that's Stephanie McMahon and Triple H trying to get back at Kurt Angle, trying to gain control back of Monday Night Raw. What do I think of Triple H and Kurt Angle going at it at WrestleMania 34? I don't like it. If it's at SummerSlam, I love it. But at WrestleMania 34, I don't like it because I want Kurt Angle to face an in-ring talent. Somebody that he could put over. I would like to see him go up against a Samoa Joe. I'd like to see him go up against a Bray Wyatt or another heel. Maybe even a Bobby Roode if he comes up to, when he comes up to the main roster at WrestleMania 34. But apparently Kurt Angle wants to face Finn Balor. That's his dream match. Do I think that's going to happen? Hell no. No, it's not going to happen. Unless Finn Balor forms the Balor Club and leads this whole revolt against Monday Night Raw, leading to a Kurt Angle versus Finn Balor match. That's the only way I see that happening. But I just think that a match with Triple H at WrestleMania 34 is way too lazy. It's way too lazy because, I don't know. To me, like I said, Kurt Angle should be facing somebody who is an in-ring talent, somebody who is a heel today that would gain heat from beating Kurt Angle and beating him down bad. Now, my thing is this. If they're going to do Kurt Angle versus Triple H at WrestleMania 34 for control of Monday Night Raw, I'm all for it because I think they would probably book Kurt Angle to win in that instance because I don't think Stephanie is really too keen on working television as much anymore as she used to. So if they do that and Kurt Angle ends up winning and then getting, Meek Mahan off television, I'm all for it. I'm really all for it. Natalya is supposedly expected to receive a push at Money in the Bank when she wins the Money in the Bank ladder match. Do I see it happening? Yeah, I could see it happening. I think that they would give the Money in the Bank briefcase to Carmella, really, to be honest with you. But Natalya expected to receive a big push with winning the Money in the Bank women's match. To me, I've said my gripe on this match. I'm not really too interested in it, even though it's historic, even though it's all these things. I'm not interested with it. So really, that is all for today. That's all I have for you guys today. So if you enjoyed this, please do hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, and comment in the comment section below. And I'm out. See you guys later.